championship match coming up here where one of these two players is going to qualify for next week's Brunswick Tournament of Champions. Phil Ringener trying to atone for last year, and Joe Firpo looking for his first singles title.
So it's all Texas. You bet. Lone Star State, Big Springs, Texas. Philip Ringener. That's out in the Midland area. And from Bedford, Texas, Joe Firpo won that last game.
Remember Dave D'Entremont saying that the left lane is changing much faster than the right-hand lane. And here we go. A little bit too much hook. Firpo likes this shot when he lets go of it, but this lane is breaking down quicker and quicker. One of the reasons could be it may have less oil on it than the other lane. There is no reason, but however, Firpo starts with a disastrous first frame, opening the door for Ringener. Ringener didn't have that luxury last frame. Last year, when he lost 232, 237 to 236 to Stayrook, Stayrook was right on top of him all the way. Now, here's a man who has never won. He is 0-3 from the number one position. Pressure's on.
Philip Ringener. Although he has never won a career of $456,000.
Well, Chris, I think he's got a great shot today. As you see, a style that he's developed very well over the last 10 years in the tour. Real high arm swing, but he doesn't throw the big hook, and that's an advantage today with the lanes changing so quickly. Is solid at the line, and I call him the fireball. He's got plenty of ball speed, 20, 21 miles an hour. This type of condition favors him. He's opened with a strike, leads by 13 in the first frame. My, oh my, Chris, you know, he almost left the 7-9 split on a good pocket hit. You shouldn't even have to worry, as his son is a little bit awed by that shot. You shouldn't even have to worry about it. Watch this. What we call a near perfect hit, a 7-9. Christopher, they got to put a little heavier pins up for these boys. It really is getting to the point where the pros are getting penalties for good hits. Shouldn't be.
You heard it first here from my partner, Nelson Burton Jr. I agree.
There's his son, Jared, looking on.
Jared's just about to be 4 years of age. There's Janessa and there's Tiffany in the Ringener family.
Sidebar story, Joe Firpo met when he was 16. I met him and Jimmy Keith at the same time in an exhibition in West Palm Beach. He's trying to save, or actually knocking out, Jimmy Keith out of the Tournament of Champions next week. Two buddies. One's got a lead.
4,000 fans here at Stony Brook, including their president, Dr. Shirley Strong Kenny. Got to know her last year and some of her staff members, and I can see why this university is such a leading research university with 50 academic procedures, 50 academic opportunities, Bill.
Boy, that is super. Firpo could cut the lead to 3, third frame. Made the adjustment on the left lane.
Sort of from the view that Nelson and I have each arena bowling finals Saturday afternoon. We'll have that next week at the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions.
Phil Ringener has made the top 24 in the PBA tournament here all 6 years that the tournament has been in Sayville. Tournament leader last year, lost by 1 pin to Just Stayrook. And so far he's been in the pocket all 3 times, no doubles. And this is the spare that was his undoing last year. He missed the 2 pin and he missed the 4 pin. He said he's going to take extra time this year. He learned his lesson. Boy, he nails it.
37-year-old Phil Ringener. Best this year, 10th at Peoria. He's been the #1 seed 3 times.
Again, the unfortunate thing about it, Chris, is that he has bowled well. It's just a matter of getting his self-confidence. You know, there's players that learn to bowl on the tour, but then you have to learn to win on the tour, and that's what this man needs right here.
a cameraman, still photographer, down at the right of the far end of the lanes. Brought the camera up just about the time he was going to pull the trigger.
Be interesting ruling, Chris. Remember a couple of weeks ago when
Yes.
Bob Lauren Jr. got an interference call in the same situation when he didn't stop on the way to the foul line. If Ringener had gone ahead and thrown the ball, would he have gotten an interference call? Only he would know. Smart move.
For the still photographer, that is a sigh of relief. Okay. We're on Long Island. This book, I'm sure. Perhaps a bowler. Here is Joe Firpo, who has a doubles title, 2 regional titles, 2-pin lead. Can increase it, excuse me, he's deficit of 2. But now he has an 8-pin lead. Let's go to Bo.
Thank you, Chris. Billy O, when you had 2 games under your belt and you lost, you got a standing ovation from these people. You got to be proud.
Oh, I love it here. These people are great. I mean, you bowl good, and they give you respect for it, and that's what makes Long Island so great. The fans get behind you, get your adrenaline going. It makes it a lot of fun.
How about this championship match? Pick a quick favorite. You know the lane condition.
Ringener, he better win.
How come?
Well, he just better win.
Those Texans are sticking together, at least the Southwesterners. Let's see what happens, Chris.
Okay. But here is one tough hombre from Bedford, Texas. Watch this reaction by the man that it looks like a young Abraham Lincoln. Look at that face. Dances a jig, too. And leads by 18. Now, strike up, can cut it to 8. Big shot.
Ringener does not have the power of a Firpo, so he can't just beat around the pocket when the scores are high, and they've been averaging 243 today. So Ringener has to attack as he takes the full approach, takes his time. Spares have been his undoing, but he has to start concentrating on strikes now as he trails by 18.
This is a championship match for the Bud Light Eagle Trophy and $40,000.
Really, for Ringener, this is, Chris, more of an intellectual challenge than a physical challenge. I know, and the other players know, that he can bowl. So he's playing on a much different line than the other players. As you see, he's in this area, walking here, and he'll throw it almost straight down the second arrow.
On the left lane, though.
A little saw ball there. He hits him light and just splatters the pins. Good shot.